Samsung's upcoming flagship, the Galaxy S26 Ultra, is once again at the center of attention, and for a good reason. While many expected Samsung to refine the design and upgrade the cameras, new leaks suggest a surprising move. The company might actually downgrade the display slightly to deliver a meaningful improvement in the camera department, according to reports. Samsung plans to play it safe with most of the camera hardware this year. But there's one area getting a serious upgrade, the front camera. And to make that possible, the company is willing to make a small compromise in the display design. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is rumored to feature the largest front camera punch hole ever seen on a Samsung Ultra model. The cutout will reportedly measure around 4 millimeters in diameter, which is noticeably larger than the Galaxy S25 Ultra's punch hole. At first glance, that sounds like a step backward in design, a bigger hole on a premium display. But there's a solid reason behind this change. Popular tipster Ice Universe claims that Samsung isn't enlarging the punch hole to cut costs or simplify production. Instead, the company is doing it to introduce a wider field of view for the selfie camera. The S26 Ultra's front camera is said to offer an 85-degree field of view, up from 80 degrees on the previous model. This might not sound like a massive difference, but in real use, it will allow users to fit more people or background into each shot. Group selfies will look better, and framing will feel more natural without stretching arms awkwardly. Interestingly, that's the same field of view as the main rear camera on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, giving the front shooter a much broader perspective. Now, despite this improvement, the sensor itself will reportedly remain at 12 megapixels, the same as the S25 Ultra. The real upgrade lies in the lens and its wider viewing angle, not the megapixel count. So, while the raw numbers aren't changing, the image results could look more detailed and realistic, especially in group photos or when capturing scenic backgrounds. On the back, things are expected to stay mostly the same. The Galaxy S26 Ultra will likely continue with its quad-camera setup, headlined by the 200MP main sensor. However, Samsung is said to be exploring a slightly larger sensor or a faster lens for the main camera, which could improve light capture and sharpness. Instead of focusing on hardware overhauls, Samsung seems to be relying on software optimizations this time. The upcoming One UI 8.5 update is rumored to bring smarter image processing powered by AI. This means sharper details, better color balance, and improved low-light shots without needing new sensors. The focus this year, however, clearly leans toward improving the front camera experience, even if that means a bigger punch hole. And this is where opinions might be divided. Some users find any kind of display cutout distracting, especially when watching videos or playing games. In fact, surveys show that about 37% of people dislike display holes altogether. However, a similar number of users don't mind them as long as they serve a purpose or remain small. In this case, the larger punch hole is functional. It directly enhances the selfie experience, and most users tend to stop noticing display cutouts after a few days of use. On the other hand, a better camera keeps adding value every time a photo or video is taken. It's also worth comparing this approach with Apple's latest moves. The iPhone 17 series introduced an 18MP front camera with a square sensor and center stage support, allowing for both portrait and landscape selfies without rotating the phone. But despite the innovation, Apple's dynamic island remains bulkier and more visible than Samsung's punch holes. So even with the larger cutout, the Galaxy S26 Ultra could still offer a cleaner overall look. When viewed this way, Samsung's decision starts to make sense. The company is betting that users will appreciate better selfies and wider group photos more than they'll mind a slightly bigger punch hole. In summary, the Galaxy S26 Ultra may not bring dramatic camera hardware changes or a brand new sensor this year, but the wider 85-degree field of view on the front camera, paired with Samsung's enhanced AI-driven image processing, could significantly improve everyday photography. A larger punch hole might seem like a downgrade at first glance, but if it delivers more natural and vibrant selfies, it could easily turn into one of the phone's biggest strengths overall. The Galaxy S26 Ultra appears to focus on refinement rather than radical change, enhancing what matters most while maintaining Samsung's signature design balance. This approach could make it one of the most polished and well-rounded Galaxy flagships to date.